True Racing Podcast.
My name is Jiří Košta and together with me is here racing driver and sim racer Gabriela Jílková.
Hi.
I would like to ask you, why do you call yourself Quick Gabi?
Easy answer, because I'm quick. My name is Gabby.
Okay, and are you prefer Quick Gabi or Gabriela, Gabi, whatever?
Yeah, of course my friends call me Gabby. And I would say that Quick Gabby is just a nickname that I actually use on the racetrack. Like when I'm going out with my friends, they definitely don't call me Quick Gabby, come here or something. So Gabby is fine.
I have to ask, how did you get into the racing? Of course, so many women plus blonde ones can't be seen behind the wheel.
So it actually all begins when I was with my parents in Croatia, and every day when we went from the hotel to the sea, we were passing by rental go-karts, and every time I was watching out of the window and asking my parents if I can try it, and they were always saying no, you can't, and blah blah blah. But then one day they said, okay, you have been asking for so many times, so just let's try that. And so I did. And after the first 10 minutes, when I was racing for the first time, in the go-kart, I was actually 5 years old. So after the 10 minutes, nobody could get me out. I was I want to drive again and again. So I would say that was definitely my beginning. And then, of course, my parents supported me and bought me a new go-kart. So I could take part in a Czech championship from go-karting and etc. And then it continues.
And then you won 4 titles in Czech championship.
Yeah, we're correct.
So after karting or go-karts, you headed to race with Formula cars or single-seaters, we could say. And you had a big incident in Formula Renault 2.0 that came to stop your career. But you were thinking of returning to the single-seaters, or did you know it was too late for you?
Actually, in that moment, I would like to go back to single-seaters, but of course there's quite a big money or budget difference. So after this incident, I lost my sponsors because I couldn't racing for half a year. So the reason why I went actually after this incident to cars or to Praga R1 car was because the price were I would say almost completely different. So my target was to continue in Formula cars, but because of the budget it was impossible.
Sadly. That's so typical in those days for every driver, I would say. I know you almost raced also in Audi TT Cup, and that was after Praga R1, but we will come to this topic later on. And with Audi you made testing in Vallelunga and you already had a racing suit, but suddenly it was over. Why?
Actually that was Audi shootout, and we were there on the track I think in the last round we were 15 people or something like that. For example, there was with me Sheldon van der Linde or Philip Ellis or Max Hofer, guys you know maybe now from GT3s actually, or DTM with Sheldon. And they were saying the 2 fastest drivers from this test, they could race for the next season in Audi TT Cup for free. Sheldon was first, I was second, and then I don't know.
Not bad.
So, yeah, I think so. And actually it was for me for the almost first time to drive with a car. I was always racing with the single seaters, so it was completely different to me. But so I was second. I was wow, that's amazing. Finally I can do some season which I don't have to care about the sponsorships and the money and the budget, so I can just be actually like a factory driver for Audi, and that's gonna be like awesome. But then that was in these years when Audi and Volkswagen had the problem because of the emissions, like with their like regular cars. So they got like a big fines they have to pay. And Audi told me like, unfortunately, we can't do, like, we will do the TT Cup, but we can't do that for free for you guys. So Sheldon was able to pay it actually. I wasn't. So yeah, that's the reason why actually I couldn't take part in the championship. Yeah.
Who knows where will be your career then?
Yeah. It was, yeah, I was like angry quite because I was like, okay, I did it. Like I was so close, you know, like I did my best, and then some politics stuff, and actually like something what connected to motorsport, I would say, made this. So yeah.
That time in Audi raced Michaela Kotulinski, for example, who is now the factory driver for Cupra. And she also raced in GT Masters with GT3 Audi, so probably you know what should happen there.
Yeah.
Oh, so now you are dedicated to GT4 Cars, and your teammate is Robert Haupt. How did you met him? Because it's a little bit long story, I would say, and it started in Praga. So
yeah, it's a long story. It's actually like 7 years ago, I would say, and it started all that Robert he did some go-karting races, and then he wanted to go like step higher and start on the circuits, and he decided to drive with Praga, but in that time Praga wasn't actually not really known factory, I would say. It was like in the beginning when they started to produce their cars. So they are actually, the factory is in Slovakia, close to the Slovakia racetrack. It's like 1 or 2 kilometers from there. Oh, it used to be there. I don't know if it's still there. And he was like, he wants to start with the Praga. But the problem was that there was like nobody who could speak really good English, Czech, and German. So they couldn't really good communicate together because Roberts lives in Germany, so he speaks like mainly German but also English, but the Slovak guy is not really. So they invited me that I will like translate everything but also coach him. So that was actually perfect combination for the team and also for Robert, that he had someone who is going to coach him and also to translate. And then we started to do some coaching and practicing, and we also did, I think, one race together with Praga. So yeah, I know Robert like for, I think it's 7 years, so quite a long time actually.
But then both of you had some break, we could say, from racing.
Robert was like in that time later than more focused like on a job, I would say, and these stuff around. After the break last year, like we started to communicate a little bit more together again, and decided to do some more racing together.
At least to have some luck in your life.
Yeah.
So you just told you can speak, I would say, perfectly German and English. And can you tell us in which countries of the world you have been? Because in addition to the races in America, you also worked for, I could say, German-Chinese car maker Gampert Airways. So.
Yeah. Like, you mean like in what countries I have been like around the world, or what do you think?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I don't remember. That's that would be a long story.
So
know.
we said America. You've been also in China.
Okay, like a part of Europe, I have been in US. Yeah, in the US, I've been in yeah, actually the whole Florida, I would say. Then New York, Boston. In New York, I was actually because I was driving there on Watkins Glen. Then Asia part, China, Macau, South Korea, Hong Kong, Indonesia.
We can say Abu Dhabi, also Bali,
Oh yeah, I
Dubai.
forget. Abu Dhabi, yeah, Dubai, yeah. God, I don't remember.
So basically a lot of them.
Like Kenya.
So can you tell us which countries you haven't been?
Yeah, there's still a lot. There's definitely more, definitely more.
By the way, you lived in Germany sometime or not?
Yes, like I grew up there as a child, and I was there like in the kindergarten. So, yeah.
So
In
that's
that
why
time I lived there.
you can speak German so well.
Yeah, I've been there for 6 years, but like really, I just like grew up there. Then for the elementary school, we moved back to Prague.
So let's talk about Formula One because I know you raced also with Charles Leclerc or Esteban Ocon, for example, on go-karting. And do you have some friends in Formula One in those days? I know you had the phone number on Max Verstappen, for example.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Like I wouldn't say like it's like friends. Like there are some drivers we know each other, but like we are not chatting or something like that in this time. So yeah, as I said, like I know like personally some of the drivers, but we are not in touch in the moment. I'm not in touch with no one from Formula One racers now.
I remember you told me that many times that your story about Esteban Ocon.
Yeah, that was actually cool. Like when we were racing and karting together, like we were with a camper, like on the parking slot. They were parking like next to us, and the parents from him there actually invited us like for barbecue, and yeah, it was like when you compare to now, it's so different. So yeah, but yeah, it's actually funny that like some F1 drivers from the time when they started. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool.
I know that Esteban raced also against Max Verstappen, I think.
I think they raced against each other, yeah.
But you not?
I think so. No, I didn't race against Max. No, I have raced against let's say some good racing drivers in the time when I was in Formula Renault 2-liter, but in karting, like no, I don't like. Yeah, there was Esteban, there was Charles, there were Antona Hubert, for example. But yeah, I don't remember that much. Actually, I remember this just from the pictures, to be honest, when we have there together, because like otherwise I would forget it. Like in that time, like okay, they were racing good, but like you don't care, about them. Like you don't know that in let's say 10 years or less than 10 years they're going to be in F1, so you don't care that much.
Yeah. But there are so many people and drivers in there, and you are concentrating on yourself, so
yeah, definitely.
you haven't time on those things, I would say.
Yeah. A funny thing is that in that time, like Charles had his hair like Justin Bieber had, like the long one, like almost over the eyes. So yeah, everyone was calling him like small Justin Bieber. That's what I remember.
So let's come back a little bit for topic of Max Verstappen, who is known for racing a lot of virtual races. That's what you are doing right now. And how did it help you prepare for Portimao, for example, where you've never been?
Like, I got a lot of questions, like comparison racing to real one. So basically, I would say this is something you just can't compare. It's so much different. But on the other hand, for example, when I'm learning a new track or a new car, it's a perfect thing. It's a perfect thing which I really love. Like, for example, as you were asking about the Portimao, that's a track I have never ever been before, and I learned the track just by sim racing. So, and then when I came on the track, you feel like I have ever been here. You know, like you feel like it's not something completely new, and like for learning new tracks, it's perfect. It's really perfect. So. Yeah, when I'm going to some new racetrack, I would say like I spend quite a lot of time on sim to prepare myself and get to know the track as much as possible before I went there. So yeah, for this it's really amazing. It's really amazing, and it can save you so much time on the track, and of course also money. So yeah, it's so much easier to get to know the track on a sim than in real racing. So yeah.
It helps also for Nordschleife.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, it helps you for every track. I would say you don't know. So like, I think that if you don't know the track, it definitely helps you. But then when you know the track, when you know the car, then you have to improve yourself by real racing. Like, now if I would do like couple laps or many laps in Mercedes-Benz GT4 in Portimao on the sim, it definitely wouldn't help me to improve the lap time on in real life. But then you have to improve yourself in real life. But for the first impressions and beginning, just to know the track and everything, it's perfect.
As you told us, you're currently racing in GT4 with team Zakspeed, who is a legendary team, who used to be in Formula 1 as well in 90s, 80s. And what are your goals for your career? Can you end up as a factory driver of a car company, for example?
I don't know. May have to ask the boss. But yeah, as you said, like the team we are racing now with Robert and Zakspeed, like we are so happy there. Like the team is really great. Like you can see the history of them and the knowledge, and everything is like really professional, which we both really like. So let's say the goal for now. Now we are going to do the GT Winter Series. Then we have some other new plans where to continue in a GT4. So actually this year, basically, I would say we will try to learn the car as much as possible, get the best results we can get. But the GT4s are like really tough. It's not like easy winning there in some championships. So it's going to be definitely hard fighting, but yeah, actually, I would say that this first year will be made for this. So yeah, I wouldn't say like I have for this season like some main goal, but yeah, like we won already some races, but not in so much competitive series, I would say. So let's see how we'll be with the other one.
Yeah. Can you imagine the end of your career? I know you are still very young. You have only 25, but
no, I will never ending my career, never ever. No, I'm definitely not thinking about that.
Do you have something more what you would like to do instead of racing, by the way?
No, I don't think so. That's I'm doing that like for 20 years, and there is nothing like more passionate. I would love to do more. Like no, like racing like is on a topic like on the first place in front of I would say almost everything. So yeah, I definitely don't want to end my career soon.
Okay, so that was everything, Gabi. All what I wanted to ask you.
Thank you very much for the inviting. It was
Thanks
fun.
to you, and we are in touch, and we wish you all the best in this season, and also to the Robert and Team Zakspeed.
Thank you. I will tell them. Thanks. Bye.
So that was Gabriela Jílková, and our True Racing podcast is finished. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you there next time. Bye bye.